Well, very good afternoon, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us today. I hope your Tuesday is going well. My name is Sandy Elson, and on behalf of the travel professional community and travelprofessionalnews.com, I want to welcome all of you and thank you for taking time out of your busy day during a busy time of year for being with us today. We have a wonderful webinar for you hosted by VAX VacationAccess. Our speaker is Beth Kitzman, Business Development Manager for Tricep Solutions Agency Channel for VAX VacationAccess. Beth focuses on nurturing business relationships and finding exciting, unique ways for VAX to support travel agencies. With over 20 years of experience in the travel industry, beginning with Walt Disney World, then working for airlines, and now focusing on travel technology, Beth loves using her education degree to find ways to educate and empower travel agents to grow their leisure travel business. Beth's topic today is VAX VacationAccess. The growth continues. Before we get started, please remember that you are all muted, but we welcome your questions. You can type in your questions at any time in the question area you see on the right-hand panel of your screen. At the end of Beth's presentation, we'll get to as many questions as we can. So let's get started with all this wonderful information about VAX VacationAccess. Welcome, Beth.
Thank you so much, Sandy, and welcome to all of you, and thank you for taking time out of your busy days, whether it be working your business or preparing for the holidays. I really appreciate you joining us today. And we're going to be discussing our growth and how VAX just keeps growing in a good way. Sometimes growing isn't the best thing. Personally, I don't like growing anymore, but our company and our technology is continuing to grow. As most of you are probably aware, we've spent the months coming into and throughout 2018 with a redesign and repositioning ourselves as the leisure travel marketplace. We feel very passionate about leading the travel industry with technology and the ever-changing demands, but not just with technology, also with providing agents more opportunities and channels to engage with travel brands. So in addition to being the award-winning booking solution, we have emerged this year as a media outlet as well. VAX is only available to agents, so we are all about providing you, the agents, everything you need to earn, learn, and grow. In some ways, I'm not sure this is the right order, but I guess it's the order that sounded good because I think you need to learn to earn and grow, but I guess in the end it all has the same outcome. But anyway, I guess I also digress. But we do endeavor to provide the perfect mix of agent-focused editorial content and education with the industry-leading booking technology. With that unique mix of media-rich content, resources, and education, which can lead your growth to awareness, to purchase, which leads to your expertise, to provide your clients their dream vacation experiences, and ultimately your success. Really, ultimately, our core message is our investment to provide a diverse marketplace, the power of a neutral marketplace for travel professionals, your daily destination to earn, learn, and grow. Now, let's take a quick tour and jump into the site, and I will show you some of the different ways we have grown in the last couple of months. So as we look at our homepage, which is very bright today, under our reservations tab, you will now see a cruise option. And if we click on that cruise option, it will take us to our new cruise page. On the cruise page, you have a wealth of resources at your fingertips. You'll see right off the bat, you have a training option here. Cruise on VAX would, you have the opportunity to book pre and or post cruise vacations, land and air around a cruise on VAX. Well, the fact that we're giving you the opportunity to have a direct link to cruises also gives you the opportunity to learn about how to book those pre and post cruise vacations. So if we clicked on this particular icon, it would take us to this training page where we can book pre and post cruise stays. Now this video is very brief. In fact, I'm just going to click on it. It's less than 2 minutes long. So it really provides you with very bite-sized information. And then following the video, which demonstrates everything, you now have step-by-step guidance, which is really what you're going to see with all of our education opportunities. Let's go back to cruise and take a little bit deeper look into what else you have here. First of all, you're going to be seeing some promotions. You'll also see that the compass, which I'll talk more about in a few minutes, follows us through the site, but it also is very much watching where you go so that it's providing you the relevant content based on where you are. So here, when we're on a cruise page, you're going to see more cruise-related content providing you with information that would help you to learn more about cruising. You'll also see that we have cruise showcases. We have one for Norwegian Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean International. You'll also see different resources. Now, this is a little bit different than your articles. It's going to be more helping you to learn about the cruising world and what you maybe and your clients need to know before they consider cruising or actually take off and embark on a cruise. You'll see some of the best offers that are here. So it's really a great opportunity. Let's just take a quick peek at one of the new showcases with Royal Caribbean International. Now, if you're familiar with VAX, you're familiar with our supplier showcases that provide you information about the supplier and what you can expect from them, travel agent support and contact information, marketing resources are often here. You'll see the promotions that are specific to the supplier, which is in this case Royal Caribbean, as well as perhaps agent resources, videos, and things that you can share with your clients that really help them to understand the experience that they'll get with that particular supplier. Now, from the supplier showcase, I could click book now and it would take me directly to Cruising Power. So you're not actually booking cruises on VAX, you're just learning more about cruising on VAX and having a direct line and a direct link to be able to get to that booking. And as we go back to the cruise page one more time, you'll also see that if I were to click from here to booking with Norwegian Cruise Lines, it would also then take me right to Norwegian Central, where again, you would log in just like you always do if you're going to Norwegian Central to sell a cruise on Norwegian. So it's not like you're booking on VAX, we're just giving you that direct line so that you can get there quickly and easily. I mean, many agents are asking me, why are we adding cruise direct links and supplier showcases on VAX? Well, there's multiple reasons, but a couple off the top of my head is we have over 100,000 agents that are logging into VAX. And as that number has grown over the year, suppliers have become more and more anxious to have access to providing you promotions, resources, and content so that they can increase your familiarity with their product, their ability to impact how and what you sell to your clients. So in addition, many of you spend a great deal of time here on VAX during the day in your business, which is a huge, large part of our vision of making VAX the leisure travel marketplace. What you can't book here on VAX, you can still learn and grow your business with the content and the resources that we provide you. And if we're doing that, why wouldn't we provide you with a direct link to where you can then go ahead and work your business on the cruise side and then back and forth. So we are really here looking at how we can streamline your steps into growing in your business. And I would say, keep your eyes peeled for a new guided tours page, nearly identical to what you're seeing here for the cruise, not necessarily bookable product, similar to cruise, but content and possibly great resources available for you. I don't think you'll be wondering about it for too long, but for now, wait for it. Whether you book on VAX or not, you can get up every morning and realize that all the most important brands are accessible on VAX. And that's really our continuing goal as we continue to move into the future. and another reason that VAX should be your daily destination. So talking about new suppliers, let's jump over to our supplier dropdown. And you will see, I want to point out that you do have a cruise page here under this particular dropdown, and it is nearly an identical page to the page under reservations. A little bit different, a little less resource, but still very, very valuable. And of course, if you're looking for more cruise information, like maybe we talk about booking pre and post here, what if you just want to book a pre? You could always go here and type in pre, do a little search in your site search, and you'll find that you will get information about booking the pre, post, cruise, air, hotels. You've got pre and you've got pre or. So you can see very quickly and easily how you can find all of this information for you. Now again, as we talk about suppliers, we do have another couple of powerhouse suppliers that we've added that you've seen come onto VAX, and that would be Apple Vacations and Travel Impressions. And just as a reminder, the vacation suppliers that you see listed here are the ones that have an anchor store. They have an enhanced presence, and we're going to dive into that a little bit more for both of them. And let's start with Travel Impressions, because Travel Impressions launched on VAX early this fall. And we've heard much excitement about the ability the agents now have to book on VAX with our award-winning technology. If you haven't booked Travel Impressions on VAX yet, and you have been booking other brands on VAX, you'll notice very little difference in the experience of booking Travel Impressions versus maybe FunJet, United Vacations, something like that, other than the expansive product that is now available due to their growing global destinations all over the world. Travel Impressions is now hosted on VAX, and booking it now compared to when it was on VAX even a year or so ago as an integrated supplier is going to be an entirely different experience now because they are hosted on VAX. Anything that you've previously booked on Quest with Travel Impressions will still need to be managed on Quest until that travel has completed. Quest eventually will sunset once all of the previous travel has been completed, but for now, anything booking new and ahead Travel Impressions can only be booked on VAX for future travel, and anything that's been booked on VAX will be managed on VAX. Anything that was booked previously on Quest will be still managed on Quest. But you will notice that Travel Impressions has a new supplier showcase, and in the coming months, it will grow into a complete anchor store like I'm going to show you with Apple and the rest of the Apple Leisure Group brands. The showcase has an abundance of resources, and if you are new to booking this brand or learning about them here on VAX, let's just take a peek. Of course, you can go ahead and start booking them from the supplier showcase, but look, you have options for how to contact them if you have questions, and in addition, you have a great chat option right here that you can click on, and it will take you right to that. As we look over from the bottom, you'll see agent resources, which is great information. You know, we really want to provide you with as much content and resource as we can about each supplier so that you can learn more and more about all of them and incorporate whichever ones are going to be the best fit for you and your business. You'll also, of course, see all of your Travel Impressions promotions, and then a lot of great information by clicking on any of these tiles. Again, the anchor store will be coming in the coming months, and you'll see even more robust resources at that point. Now let's talk about the newest vacation supplier, and that is furthering our growth even more, and that's Apple Vacations. So as we look at Apple Vacations, and I know a lot of you, if you're listening and you've booked Apple, you have a lot of questions about where to book and how to manage reservations. So I'm going to take this next part very slowly so that I can hopefully say it very clearly, and we can review it again at the end if we have to. If you're booking any vacations from May 1st and beyond of 2019, and you're booking Apple Vacations, you will do that, and you must do that on VAX VacationAccess right here. Now, if you're booking anything, and anything that you book on VAX will be managed on VAX. Any bookings that were previously made prior to the merge in Apple 4.0, scheduled for travel up until May, will continue to be managed in 4.0. Anything that was booked previously on 4.0 that is scheduled for travel May 1st and beyond will eventually be migrated into VAX, but that exact date on that migration has been delayed. You can still currently manage those reservations in Apple 4.0 up until that migration takes place. 4.0 has not been locked out for those reservations that are May 1st and beyond that were booked in 4.0. And if you're booking anything from now until May 1st, you will still go to Apple 4.0 so that you can make that booking. The bookings that are moving on VAX are May 1st, 2019 and beyond. So hopefully I made that clear enough. Any other Apple content that you have grown to know and love is all available on the Apple Anchor Store as well. So let's just take a peek at this particular Anchor Store, because as you're used to FunJetAgent.com or the FunJet Anchor Store or Southwest Vacations Anchor Store or United Vacations or Blue Sky Tours in the past, or even Universal Parks and Resorts, you know that an Anchor Store means that it has a lot more resources that are available and relevant to only that brand. So that is what you're seeing here for Apple Vacations. And this clicking here will take you to Apple 4.0. And then other options that we have and other content that is available for you is our VAX News, Training, and More. This provides you multiple training options. The one thing that I feel like between Travel Impressions, between Apple Vacations, between the educational options that we've added, education is not lacking. It's just a matter of what you want to do it and making sure that you take the time to do it. Now, here are some of these recorded webinars. These, I believe, are about 30 to 45 to 60 minutes, because it's taking you through all of VAX. So these are an option for you, and I just want to make sure you know where we found those. So it was the Apple Anchor Store and VAX Training. If you need to contact somebody and you're booking Apple Vacations, Contact gives you a great page with great information and contact information. All of that kind of information is right there and available for you. In addition to multiple other options here, the only other thing I want to make sure and show you is that with the drop downs, you'll find your deals and promos, your agent resources, flight information, agent rewards, and agent tools. But under agent tools and the marketing brand, this is where you'll find the Apple Cafe that you may not want to see go away. It's still here for you. So Apple Vacations Cafe, and I want to make sure you see this and you understand the robust content that is here. So make sure you're checking that out and exploring this Apple Vacations Anchor Store. These are really powerful additions to our supplier list, to be sure. What's even more exciting is that you can continue to anticipate additional suppliers as we are continuing to invest in more partners on VAX, both hosted and integrated. Yep, you gotta wait for it. Now, I mentioned education. I want to take a minute and talk a little bit more about education with our education tab. Now, you've hopefully heard the other webinars that I've done, and in them, I described a lot more information about a lot of this. The new agent education page is our newest page, and I definitely want to dive deep into that. But a huge passion we have here is to help you learn. Remember me saying earn, learn, and grow earlier? Well, learning is really something that we all hopefully continue to do every single day of our lives. I can honestly say that it's rare day goes by that I don't learn something new, whether it be something that's substantial or impactful, like learning how travel agents use our site in more creative ways than I even thought were possible, or something much more insignificant, such as leaving meat on the counter in reach of my bold and bouncy Australian Labradoodle when we're not in the kitchen to protect it. But that I actually should have known better. But anyway, the key is we are and should always be open and looking to continue to learn. And with the growth we've experienced over this past year, this has been a large focus as we can continue to add content, suppliers, etc. We knew we would be adding users as well, and wanting to be prepared for this by adding additional education resources. Prior to adding these resources, we've been communicating with agents and gathering feedback on your learning styles and preferences, and this has powerfully guided our new strategy for educational trainings, and now the majority of our educational options. As I mentioned for the cruise, pre and post cruise, our educational options usually include a 30-second to 3 to 5 minute video followed by step-by-step guidance. Mostly because the majority of the agents that we've talked to have said that they just don't have time to sit down and listen to long webinars. So we are more aware than ever that there are many different learning styles out there, even within our own office, as we've hashed out these strategies. So we are diligently doing our very best to reach each of them. One thing we'd like to say is that there's no shortage of educational opportunities available on VAX. And so let's just show a couple of what we have here. So our supplier training, hopefully you know that we do supplier webinars, and it's with suppliers, similar to this situation where you have that supplier and they are the expert, and you can listen to those live, or you can listen to them on demand up to a year later. Our VAX training and education, this is where we have more training about our tools and our functionality. But our new agent training, this is a big page, and it's gotten a lot of great traction with new agents since we've launched it. And it's only been out just a couple of months. So it's very exciting, but we have a series of educational opportunities under each of these 4 categories. Welcome to VAX, which is going to give you a little bit more about navigating around VAX, some of the great tools that are there. If you want to add an agent logo, here is where you can click, one of the places you can click on it. If you're a site manager and want to learn more about what you can do, here's more information. So it's a really great opportunity to just kind of see an overview of VAX. Booking 101 is going to be your series of trainings that are going to be from the very, very beginning. Now, advanced search sounds advanced, but it's really not. It's taking you from that first screen and how do you fill it out into all of that information. Each of these has a video as well as step-by-step guidance, just like I showed you with the pre and post cruise. So if you watch the video, you can learn that way, or if you like to see it step by step, you can do it that way as well. So it's a great way to be able to see all of that. And in addition, we also have, this is the beginning, Booking 101, and then we have advanced features and functionality, as well as industry organizations, which really gives you kind of an overview of the different organizations that are available in the industry that would help you to become a better agent or be more successful. So we really just want to make sure you are really familiar with this page. You'll find Compass content that is directed towards building your business, learning the industry, and those kinds of things. So it's really a great page. Check it out. And I would please invite you, if you do, let us know in our feedback email box what you think. Does it meet your needs, or do you think you'd like to see something a little bit differently? All right, let's jump over to the Compass. We talked about being a media outlet, and I want to make sure and talk about the Compass. Now, the Compass is growing at an incredible rate as well. You may or may not remember the Compass was launched back in February of this year, so we really haven't even celebrated its first birthday yet. And I can imagine that that's going to be a large celebration on VAX, so watch for that next February. But we already have almost 400 articles published within it. Your agent feedback has been overwhelmingly positive, saying it gives you one place to do it all: research, book, and learn about what's in the industry. We are seeing amazing agent traction, and the traffic to these articles is growing every month. We post at least one new article every single day. And in fact, this past week, we really outdid ourselves and posted 13 articles in 1 week. That is our peak so far. But let me highlight a couple of recent articles to help demonstrate the impact that it can have on your business. As we look at it, we have categories of agent development, travel inspiration, around the industry, and destinations. Now, travel inspiration and destinations, these are great articles that really you can share with your clients to help inspire them, to help them to kind of envision what kind of experience they want with their next vacation. So these are shareable articles that you can share with your clients very easily because they are all in front of the VAX login. Agent development, this is really about helping you to grow and develop in the industry. And around the industry is really keeping you up to date, and it's going to be a lot more information that maybe is from some of the leaders within the industry. So taking a couple of articles, and I've already opened them up just for the sake of time, but the Travel Agent's Ultimate Guide to Cozumel. This was a very popular one, and we're getting a lot of traction on this one. It just gives you some great information. Now, most of our articles, we try to keep around 500 words or less because we don't want it to seem like you're sitting down to read a book, but you're getting some great information. Now, one of the things that's exciting about this one is that there are some comments here, and we've added commenting to our articles in the last couple of months because it's really kind of that first step in being able to start a conversation between agents, and you have the ability to share insights, or whether or not you think, if you think it's this information is very informative or timely and complete. Well, if I'm an agent and I'm looking at that and seeing that, I go, well, then I guess I'm going to take the time to read this. So this is a great way to kind of share some of that information. One of the other new ones is Welcome to the New VAX, the Future is Now. This is going to be more about technology. This is actually written by our president of Tricep Solutions, which Tricep Solutions brings you VAX VacationAccess. So he obviously knows what he's talking about. So he's got some great technology information here. And then another really good one, again, from around the industry, is future profitability. Is it in your future? Well, this seems like a really good idea for a newer agent to read this information and read this article. And again, add some comments. So as we look at this, we've had some industry leading contributors that we've enjoyed this year, and many of them are already scheduled for 2019. We've had Brian Robb from the travel industry. We've had Rick Zimmerman from KHM, Jen Lee, as you saw, from TPI, Andy Ogg, one of my favorites, from Travel Professional News, Joel Peterson from LVCVA, Robin Ryan from Universal Parks and Resort Vacations, and we've got new executives coming in 2019 from Nexion, so wait for it. It's all coming. Other exciting growth with the Compass is that we've got these 4 categories, but we are adding 2 new categories that will make a debut on our Compass homepage, and one of them in the coming weeks and months is going to be Making Waves, which is going to be a cruising category with cruising content. And we're going to have another one called Perspectives. And perspectives is really going to be senior level executive perspectives, as well as the agent voice. If you want to hear more about how you can have your voice be heard on the Compass, then check out the last Travel Professional News webinar that I did in October. I really focused on how you can do that. But over here, if you have a story idea or suggestion, email us and let us know, and we will definitely look at getting your voice in here. But with the addition of the commenting, which has begun the offering of the opportunity for agents to converse with each other regarding the content they're experiencing, next year, we are investing in the technology enhancements that will allow the conversation to be expanded in some very exciting ways between agents, and also will allow the inclusion of suppliers in that conversation as well. Yep, you guessed it. You're going to have to wait for it. So many things exciting this coming year. Now, we have the industry calendar, and I want to just take a quick peek at that. I want you to see, you can see it in multiple places, but the industry calendar is really going to show you what's going on in the industry. And holy cow, this just defaults to this week. Who says that December is slowing down for the travel industry? So it's always going to default to the week that we're in, and it's going to show it by week. You can see it by month if you want to click it by month. It's going to display trade show options, seminar options, FAM trips, webinars, all of that information. Now, let's just take a quick peek into what might be happening in the industry in January. It's busy season, so we know it'll slow down a little bit. Let's just take a peek at the New York Times travel show. So if I click on an event, I can either click on more information, which will take me right to that website so that I can get more information there, or it will give me the opportunity to register and give me information here. Now, in this case, it will take me right to that registration, and I can go ahead and register and get the information that I need. So we want to make sure that you know that this is here. And it does include FAM trips, and it includes seminars, webinars, everything, so you can make sure you're not missing out on anything important in the industry. Okay, now I want to click over and show you some of the new things that are part of our booking updates. So a couple of things that are newer that we've added in the last few months is in our booking process. One of them is fare categories. And I want to take a minute to show you this because it's a completely different flight display when you're looking with flights. Now, two of our suppliers currently have chosen to show their fares in categories. This is different, and they are including all of the fare options for a flight in one category, consistent with the display for hotels with room categories available to be opened and displayed. So, got my mouse here. See, we've got the plus sign, and when we're looking at the hotel profiles and we click on that plus sign, it opens up all of the room categories. So now, Southwest Vacations is what we are looking at right now. They are one of the suppliers that chooses to show their fares this way, categorized. So if we were to click on that plus sign, it will open up and we would see all of the fare options for that particular flight or set of flights. In this particular case, we're seeing the Want to Getaway, the Anytime, and the Business Select. In addition, Southwest is choosing to show the amount of rapid rewards that your clients would earn for each flight. And they're all in one category so that you don't have to scroll through the whole flight display to find all of the different options for that particular flight. Excuse me. So hopefully the agent response that I've seen is that they're very excited about this. Now, one of the other suppliers is United Vacations, and United Vacations is choosing to do it and showing the different options that you have for a particular set of flights. But one of the reasons is because they really want to be very clear and upfront with the basic economy fare so that you know exactly what you're getting for your clients when you book it. So I wanted to make sure and just kind of share this with you. Now, the future is more growth. We have a couple of things that are coming before the end of the year, and kind of our little Christmas presents to you, or holiday presents, I should say. So here you will see that the price stamp is going to include the breakout for travel protection. So if you are putting travel protection in your cart, then the travel protection will show, as it is highlighted in red here, as travel protection. Anything else that's going to be in your cart that is an option, like features, those would be in this particular line. Now, if there is no travel protection and your client is choosing not to have that, then this line will not even show. So if you're not seeing it, let's say by the end of the week, then that means that you don't have it in there. But if you do have it in there, you should be seeing that show, hopefully by the end of the week. The other very exciting thing, and this is a pretty big present, is the ability to retrieve reservations, and I say that plurally. So reservations, you can either pull them up, and this is it's not launched yet, so I don't have everything exactly looking the way it's supposed to look yet. When it launches, it will be called Retrieve Reservations up here with plural, and that's what it will say here as well. You have the ability to retrieve a reservation based on reservation number, or you can put in a name or any other information over here. Now, if you don't put anything in here, it's going to be a wide open search. And depending on your permissions, based on what you have in VAX, if you only see your reservations or you see the entire agency's reservations, you'll see a whole lot of reservations. You can see an approximate 18-month history of reservations that have already been traveled. And once you pull it up, this is going to be how great it's going to look. So you're going to see all sorts of different options and columns that you can sort by. If you want to see what payments are due, you can click on this and it will tell you those payments are due. And even more exciting is the ability to export to Excel. And once you export it to an Excel spreadsheet, you'll have additional columns that will show that you can't even see when you have it in VAX based on VAX constraints. So you will have all sorts of great information at your fingertips. Now, the next thing that's coming, and it's not by the end of this year, but it is coming soon, is the ability to compare itineraries. So when you see the recent itineraries on the right-hand side as you're doing your search and doing any comparisons, you'll soon be able to have the ability to check up to 3 of them to compare side by side like this with more detail. And my understanding is that it's going to display with commission hidden. It's going to default to that, and you can open it up if you want to see it. But if you have a client sitting next to you and you want to do this comparison, my understanding is that that's how it's going to display, that we're hoping that that will be the way it is. And then you can open it if you want to. But up to 3 different itineraries, what a great opportunity to be able to do some comparisons, right? Now, speaking of growth, I've had a great year growing friendships, business associations, learning and visiting many different destinations. I thought I would just end on a little fun note and show just a few pictures of my travels this year to complete the presentation. This is both business and personal travel. And yeah, I'm kind of opening up a little bit with my personal life, but I've visited a lot of places and we've had some great family trips this year too. So I just kind of wanted to share some of these great pictures. And it's interesting to note that with all of the trips that I've gotten, I didn't get on a plane once in May. I didn't even get in the car for a long road trip other than going to work. So I got a little itchy that month, but It was crazy. It was a crazy feeling to not travel. Not sure how I'm going to survive retirement if I'm not going to travel, but that's not even on the radar. So here we go. Take a peek. This is from KHM Crystal Conference. This is a family trip to Seattle where my youngest son goes to college. Cruise 360 with my accelerator friends. Nexion Agent Essentials. Not sure which month. Travel Leaders Network with supplier friends. Oh, this was Jamaica, our first family trip to an actual destination. That was awesome. And a family trip up to Bayfield in Wisconsin. Destination Success with KHM. Ooh, ASTA. This is my boss, our president for Triceps, Cheryl Hudak, and Anita and NACTA with Robin Basso from Hawaii and Amy Tyne from Universal. Good times. The Cruise One Dream Vacations Zumba event with several agents. Oh, we won the best booking technology for Nexion. I was excited, could you tell? And then there's Cruise World. Now, this particular agent came up and actually applauded me in the middle of the lobby because she said that our presentation was so great. So I had to get a picture with her. And Cruise Planners, the last trip of the year with my new family, with Apple Leisure Group, with Lisa Doss and Heather Hendricks. So great times and great friends. This is my contact information, and I just wanted to share this with you. And I provide my email address because I want you to feel free to use it. But I will tell you that, as I said, May is the only month that I didn't travel, and when I'm traveling, it is a little bit more difficult for me to get a response to you in a timely fashion, although I will try before I go to bed every day. Training at VAXVacationAccess.com. If you're needing assistance on how to do something, this is what you should try and use instead of maybe my email, because you will get a response usually within the business day about how to, or direction into where you can find information how to do it. And then that feedback at VAXVacationAccess.com, I want to make sure you have that too. That email address is strictly that, for feedback. It's really not monitored other than us collecting information. So about what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see differently, and what you hope for the future. So that's our feedback email box. But other than that, I just really want to, take a minute to say thank you so much for your time. I know we'll see if we have questions, but I just really appreciate all of you taking time, and let's see what questions you have.
Thank you so much, Beth. I can tell how robust VAX has become compared to the earlier days. It really looks fantastic. And thank you for those pictures at the end. That really added a very nice personal touch to your presentation. We do have some questions, so let's get started. For trips that you book on VAX, is there a way to place a 24-hour courtesy hold and not just a quote in the reservations?
So you can hold it and save it as an itinerary, a saved itinerary, but it does not guarantee anything. And I think that that's based on supplier policies. I think more so than anything, probably airline policies. But no, for most cases, I don't think that you do have the ability to have it be a courtesy hold holding anything.
Okay, thank you. Does VAX have weekly promotional flyers accessible?
Actual flyers, no, but we do have promotions that are listed on many of the different pages within VAX. We really are about showing what the suppliers provide to us. We're really kind of that technology platform in that respect. So if you're looking for flyers from your suppliers or promotions, then you could look that way. Although I will show you that under the promotions, on the promotions page, if you find a promotion that you like, you can send it out. You can print it off and hand it off, or you can send it out via email to up to 10 people at a time.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, thank you. One of our agents wants to know if they can co-brand with Apple Vacations.
I believe that you can. That's something that you'd want to check out on that Apple Vacations. I believe that you have the same ability to do that just like you do with FunJet. So you would definitely want to reach out. I believe that's probably going to be your microsite under Agent Tools that you'll find information about.
Okay, great. Thank you. One of our agents wants to know if he says he does not have the ability to change a room category within an Apple booking. Is that an Apple feature, or is that a VAX feature, or how does that work?
Well, it could depend on timing. It could depend on multiple things, but it would definitely be something that you'd want to work with the Apple customer care to rectify and resolve that issue.
Okay, great. Thank you. Does this still work with Client Base and Live Connect?
If you have a client base already, then it should not be different.
Okay, great. And
I believe so.
we have one last question. I want to tell our agents that if you think of something after this webinar is over, Beth has put up a lot of contact information. So Beth, maybe if you could put up that slide again. So jot down all of this information, and this is a good place to ask training questions or ask Beth something about her presentation, and she'll point you in the right direction. One of our agents wants to know, in addition to the online training that you have on the site, is there any in-house training as well that you do?
It's not out of the question, but we can do webinars for hosts. We can do, depending on the size and the number of people that we're looking at, or if you're looking for something when we're on the road and we're in the area anyway, it's always a possibility for certain.
Okay, so ask that question via email, and you can put your heads together with Beth and see if that's possible. That does it for the questions. Our wonderful webinar today has been sponsored by VAX VacationAccess, and our speaker has been Beth Kitzman, Business Development Manager for Tricept Solutions Agency Channel for VAX VacationAccess. Beth, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and I really just want to wish everybody a very, very happy holiday season and enjoy it and get ready for busy season.
Right. And I'll add my thanks to our agents again for attending today. We're really glad that you took time out of your day, and you can now go and continue your online Christmas shopping or whatever it is that this season demands. So thank you very much for being with us, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, everybody.
Bye.